No one likes being disrespected, especially when they've done nothing to deserve it. However, everyone reacts differently when disrespected. While some might respond with immediate anger or confrontation, others may choose to bow their heads and do nothing. Disrespect can really hurt, messing with our self-esteem and setting off all sorts of emotions. How we handle these moments can say a lot about our personality, where we come from, and even our current state of mental health. Among all the different reactions, Sigma males have some of the most unique and unexpected ones. Unlike the predictable outrage or passive submission of other personalities, Sigma males tend to go for more subtle and occasionally mysteriously strategic responses. Their reactions don't just serve to protect their self-respect, but also to maintain their independence, cleverly making sure they steer clear of the drama that disrespect often stirs up. While they may not be the most vocal or reactive in such situations, their actions can leave a lasting impact. Here are 9 unusual reactions when Sigma males are disrespected. Number 1. Their gaze is becoming intense and intimidating. When a person gets disrespected, some might yell or get in the other person's face. But not Sigma males. They have this way of looking at you that's just different. It's like their eyes do all the talking, becoming intense and really intimidating without them saying a word. It's a look that says, "I see what you're trying to do, and it's not going to work." But it's not about threatening or scaring someone off. It's more like they're putting up a silent warning. This look has power. It's their way of handling disrespect without getting into arguments or lowering themselves to the other person's level. They keep their cool, but their gaze sends a clear message. It's like a mental chess move, showing they're not to be underestimated or messed with. For those on the receiving end, it can be confusing and unsettling. They might expect a loud or angry reaction, but they're met with this calm, assertive energy that leaves them second-guessing their actions. It's a smart tactic that leaves the other person wondering what else they might be capable of. By staying composed and using their intensity wisely, Sigma males protect their dignity and keep control of the situation, all without uttering a single word. Of course, this intense gaze might not work on everyone, but it's intimidating enough to discourage most people from disrespecting them in the future. Number 2. They forgive but never forget. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, especially when it comes to how Sigma males handle disrespect. Imagine someone who, instead of holding on to anger or seeking revenge, chooses to forgive the person who wronged them. Yet they don't brush it off or pretend everything is back to normal. They remember, they learn. It's not about holding a grudge, but safeguarding their peace and ensuring they're not caught off guard again. This approach might seem paradoxical to many, but it's about maintaining self-respect while avoiding the toxic cycle of resentment. Think of it as a mental note, a reminder of who and what situations to be wary of in the future. It's a strategic move. By not forgetting, Sigma males are essentially building an emotional and mental defense system against future disrespect. This doesn't mean they're constantly on edge or suspicious of everyone. It's just about being smart and not allowing the same mistake to happen twice. They keep their circle tight and their trust even tighter, ensuring that those who truly value and respect them are the ones they keep closest. It's their way to stay protected, ensuring that while they remain open and forgiving, they're not vulnerable. Number 3. They choose their words carefully and say little. When someone insults or disrespects a Sigma, he might not respond with anger or aggression, but he'll definitely be calculating their next move. He's always thinking several steps ahead and considering all possible outcomes before responding. This is why Sigma males are often quiet, carefully choosing words and saying very little. They know words can reveal too much or make them vulnerable, so they only speak when necessary. It's not about bottling up emotions or avoiding confrontation. It's just a way to stay in control of the situation. For Sigma males, less is more. They might give short answers or say nothing at all, preferring to let the other person do all the talking. This approach allows them to analyze the situation and select their words wisely, making their point without revealing too much. By speaking less, they hold more power in the situation. It also helps keep them from saying something they might regret later on, as they often like to think things through before responding. They may not always have a quick comeback, but when they do speak, it's with intention and purpose. This approach can be frustrating for those trying to provoke them, making them feel like their attempts at disrespect aren't getting the desired reaction. Number 4. They might agree with the manipulator while redirecting the situation. One of the most cunning ways Sigma males handle disrespect is by using a manipulator's tactics against them. As independent thinkers, Sigma males are not easily manipulated, but they also don't shy away from flipping the script when necessary. When someone tries to manipulate or control them through disrespect, these guys often agree with everything the other person says, while simultaneously redirecting the situation in their favor. This might involve subtly changing the subject or bringing up a valid point that throws the other person off track. It leaves that person feeling confused and disoriented as they realize their tactics aren't working. By playing along with the manipulator's game, Sigma males turn the situation around and put themselves in control. It's a clever way to outsmart someone who thought they were pulling the strings. Number 5. They respond with subtle sarcasm. When faced with disrespect, some people lash out or get super defensive, but there's this one reaction that really stands out, especially among Sigma males, and that's responding with subtle sarcasm. It's a way of diffusing the situation without stooping to their level. Imagine someone throws an insult their way, and instead of getting worked up, they fire back with a sharp, witty comment so slick that the other person might not even catch it right away. They can turn the tables with just a few words, making it clear they're not to be messed with, all while keeping the vibe surprisingly light. This tactic isn't just about shielding themselves. It's a clever method to maintain the upper hand in a conversation without escalating the conflict. Plus, it sends a clear signal that they're not easy targets for negativity or disrespect. It's like a verbal shield, deflecting any attacks on their self-esteem or personal values. This approach is all about quick thinking and not giving anyone the satisfaction of seeing them rattled. When someone isn't easily provoked, it can be pretty frustrating for those trying to push their buttons and get a reaction. Number 6. They walk away without saying a word. This might seem like a simple act, but it's a powerful move in their playbook. It's not about being scared or not having a comeback. It's about choosing battles wisely. Imagine someone throws a rude comment their way, trying to get a rise out of Sigmas. Instead of engaging, giving that person the reaction they're fishing for, Sigma males just turn around and leave. It's like they're saying, "You're not even worth my time or energy." This move can really throw the other person off. They're left standing there, expecting some kind of confrontation or argument, but they get nothing. It takes a lot of confidence and self-control not to get dragged into negativity and pointless drama. Some might think walking away is avoiding the problem, but it's actually an intelligent tactic. It shows they value their peace of mind more than winning some petty argument. Plus, it leaves the other person with nothing to work with, breaking the cycle of disrespect right then and there. It's a silent statement that speaks volumes. Number 7. They address the issue directly. Another strategy for Sigma males when dealing with disrespect is to face it head-on. No beating around the bush, no mind games. They just get straight to the point. Imagine someone trying to insult them or put them down, and instead of playing it cool or walking away, they turn and confront the issue. But it's not about getting aggressive or starting a fight. It's more like a calm confrontation, addressing the issue with logic and reason. Sigma males are not ones to shy away from a difficult conversation, especially when it involves standing up for themselves or someone they care about. They'll call out disrespectful behavior and make it clear that they won't tolerate it. While this might seem like a risky move, it shows strength and integrity. By not backing down, Sigma males establish boundaries and demand respect from those around them. It's a bold move that often makes the other person think twice about crossing that line again. It's all about keeping their calm while still making it clear that they won't tolerate disrespect. It's a clear message that they're strong enough to face problems head-on, but wise enough to keep the peace. Number 8. Rising above the situation. In a world where confrontation seems to be the default response to disrespect, Sigma males opt to rise above the situation. What does this actually mean? It's not about ignoring the disrespect or pretending it didn't happen. Sigma males acknowledge it but choose not to give it the power to affect them negatively. Instead of clashing head-on, these men might just smile, maybe even chuckle, and move on with their day. Getting entangled in drama only drains energy that could be better spent on more constructive activities. It's a bit like seeing a storm on the horizon and deciding to sail around it rather than through it. This reaction confuses many people. Most anticipate a fight or some form of revenge. But Sigma males are playing a different game. They're staying true to their goals, maintaining their peace, and preserving their energy for battles truly worth fighting. Rising above doesn't mean they're weak or afraid. It signifies strength, control, and a deep understanding of what truly matters. They show that sometimes the most powerful response to disrespect is to elevate oneself, leaving the other person's negativity behind. Number 9. They cut all ties if necessary. Sometimes the only choice is to cut ties, and that's okay. When all other strategies don't work and the disrespect continues, it's time to make a clean break. It's not about being dramatic or making a scene. It's a quiet decision, a recognition that some people just aren't meant to be in your life if they can't treat you with respect. This move might seem tough, but it's about valuing yourself and your well-being enough to walk away from toxic situations. It's a final way of standing up for yourself and showing that you won't allow anyone to treat you in a disrespectful manner. While it might be sad to let go, it's also empowering. That's why Sigma males have no hesitation in taking this step if necessary. They know their worth and won't settle for anything less. Why stay connected to someone who constantly disrespects you? Life's too short for that. Making the cut is a final statement, a way to protect your peace and keep your environment positive. It's like clearing out the clutter from your life, leaving more room for people who appreciate and respect you. Sure, it might be tough at first, especially if you've known this person for a long time. But in the end, it's freeing. You'll feel lighter, less stressed, and more open to forming respectful relationships. It's a step toward respecting yourself and setting the standard for how you expect to be treated. Cutting ties isn't giving up. It's moving on to better things.